Okay, green light. Don't clutch. Oh my gosh! Come on! Uh-oh. Welcome to the shop. I'm Jared, and this is a Wrench Every Day, and behind me is probably my favorite car in the fleet. More than my ISF, more than the work truck. This is my 1991 Toyota Supra Twin Turbo R. My favorite generation of Supra is the third generation. This body style, it's bigger, more comfortable. It was the first car I always bought in Gran Turismo, and the very best version of it was a Twin Turbo R. This beautiful green is only available in a Twin Turbo R, and it's just everything you could want. So what is it doing in the shop today? We're gonna go ahead and pull out that borrowed stock transmission, give it back to its owner, and then we're going to install an absolutely insane transmission that was able to handle more than 1,000 horsepower. If you like the sound of race transmissions going into basically stock powered cars, you're gonna love the sound of today's sponsor, Cove Audio. So when you're moving into a new space, one thing you need to fill it with is all of your equipment, and you also want to fill it with some great sound. Hey, can we turn that down a little bit so I can finish talking here? So we've had Cove products on the channel a bunch because we love them and use them in our everyday lives. The commuter split speaker is something we've shown you a couple times because it is the perfect grab and go Bluetooth speaker. Its compact size lets you throw it in a cup holder when you're on a road trip in a old rusty vehicle like Johnny Rev that doesn't have a radio, or if you're gonna go on a hike or barbecue with your friends in the backyard. It's the perfect grab and go. The USB 5.0 lets you pair your phone, tablet, or computer to it quickly while you take advantage of the commuter split speaker's water resistance. And utilizing its built-in microphone, you're able to take any phone calls you may be getting while keeping your phone, tablet, computer, whatever you're connected to safe and out of harm's way. What really sets the commuter split speaker apart from the rest is, well, it's in its name. You can pick it up, it splits into two, allowing you to set left and right channels and giving you a 360-degree-like sound. Kind of like this. Can you hit the space bar again? And now you're able to fill an entire room with the great sound. And if you're fashion inclined, which I'm not, you're able to get them in more than 3 colors to match whatever room or space you're putting them in, like that concrete or black we have on the hood of the Supra. And with the holidays coming up, they make perfect stocking stuffers or gifts for yourself. If you're ready to go ahead and take advantage of their Black Friday preview special, go on over to coveaudio.com/iWrench where you can save 68% or more on your own commuter split speaker. And again, buy 2, 3, keep them all for yourself, give them to your friends, be the favorite uncle, aunt, relative, or again, just keep them all yourself. You've got lots of rooms in the house, fill it on up. Head on over, coveaudio.com/iWrench and save 68% or more. Now in front of me here is the new transmission for the car. It's already assembled, so I can't show you quite all the really cool trick items inside it, but this is a Toyota R154. That's the transmission family R. 154 is its generation. You saw similar transmissions used in Toyota pickup trucks, as well as all of the Turbo Supras that were this body style. It's a fairly robust transmission, but when it comes to shifting, it, feels like a truck transmission because that is what it really was. Inside the transmission, you have all of your power coming through here, your input shaft, and then you have multiple gear sets inside depending on how many speeds the transmission is. Inside the transmission, all of those gears are turning at a different speed. They're just kind of doing their own thing. So when it comes time to select a new gear, if you did not have the help of synchronizers or any of this newer transmission technology, you would have to match your engine speed and this input shaft speed exactly to that other gear so you can get it clicked and engaged in. That's where these synchronizers come in to help. So this is a synchronizer assembly and a selector, and this would normally ride on the gear. It has this grooved surface that acts as a brake, so when you move the lever, a fork is engaged here and starts to push this synchro into the cone of the gear. This surface starts to brake and match that speed, and then you have all of these fine teeth to catch and allow this to click in and lock into matching teeth on your gear. And then once all of that's done, it is fully mechanically engaged and you're able to continue on. So you kind of saw what a synchronizer looks like, and I wish this was a part so I could show you some of these parts, but Dwayne is awesome, is going to kind of pop up a picture of what a dog gear looks like. Instead of having all these really small teeth, they have just several 3, 4, 5 heavy-duty teeth on the face of it. And then instead of a selector ring, your dog ring selector ring has the similar matching teeth with large gaps in between, and you're able to just yank and pull as hard as you can. And because there's so much room, those teeth lock in very well and allow very, very quick shifting. The reason you don't see that frequently on street cars, well, they're loud. If you come on and off the throttle, those teeth kind of bang around, and you have to drive them in a particular way. One of the most difficult things to get used to when you're driving a dog box, as they're called, is not to clutch once you're driving. Really, the only time you want to use the clutch is coming from the stop. After that, it is grab and pull as hard and direct and firm as possible. Otherwise, you run the risk of breaking those dog teeth. Now, nice synchros and smooth shifting are never really an option for the normal R154. Even in their best, they don't shift fantastic. And before we tear it apart, I did a quick little drive to kind of show you a little bit of normal synchronizer shifting and some of the slow speeds that you get out of an R154. So we still have a stock style synchronized transmission right now. So that means every time we shift, clutch in, and select the next gear. This is what pretty much everyone is going to be used to, that you've seen all your life. That anytime you're shifting, the clutch needs to go in. Alright, so we'll go a little bit quick from the stop here. See how each time we've got to clutch a little bit, we lose our boost pressure and we have to rebuild it. And that's where the dog box ends up having its secret. And that is about as fast as you're going to get to shift an R154 transmission. And this is a very healthy, good transmission. As soon as they start wearing and get some age on them, they get very problematic. So, being that the 2JZ revs much higher than the 7M and any of the trucks that got this transmission, we can make some improvements with this new gearbox. Okay, so we've had a little bit of a briefer on the dog box. I think it's time we finish picking the Supra all the way up, get that power disconnected, get that transmission out of there, and put in this bad boy. right, as you could tell from that time-lapse footage, we have the transmission back in the Supra. We're ready to have dogbox, just gear slamming. I've got to put fluid in it and get that interior buttoned up and then set it on the ground after cleaning up these tools that are kind of scattered about, and I don't like that, you know. As soon as you get done from under your car, put them back so you know where you're going to find them next. But I actually had some other work done that is incredibly important if you own a 90s Japanese car. They are notorious for their engine computers to have what's called the capacitor, something that stores an electrical charge to have it available basically on demand as the rest of the computer and circuits need it. Well, they leak, and as they leak, the acids inside destroy the engine computers. So I've got a good friend, Josh, with Relentless Motorsports out of Texas. I went ahead and pulled this ECU out and sent it to him a couple months ago, quite a few months ago, where he went ahead and went through the process of repairing and replacing those capacitors, and he filmed some of it so you guys can get an inside look at what these ECUs look like and some of the processes to repair them. Honestly, I haven't seen the footage, so let's watch that together, and then I'm going to get this buttoned up, and we're ready for a start and drive.
I got Jared's A70 ECU. Now we can look in here and assess. I don't see any ESR corrosion anywhere in the board, which is good for Jared and me. If these things in original form leak, Jared wanted me just to go through this to put the proper parts in here and have a better quality job as he's restoring his car. A lot of this stuff here, when these leak, a lot of times the 1Js, these fail the worst right up in here. And they'll literally take out this diode. They'll take out all these resistors around here and these ceramic capacitors. They can overheat this giant ceramic resistor here, causing the car to have issues. I've actually seen where it got so hot it actually melted a hole in the board. I mean, they can just destroy everything. So your best bet is to get it serviced. I mean, 250 bucks, you know, for this particular ECU right here, and the 2JZ GTE ECU, the version 1, you know, the non-VVTi. Same with the GE. Like, you're saving yourself 250 bucks, and it's going to go another 30, 40 years, and you're not going to have to worry about it. You'll have increased power, better throttle response. Think about it like a flashlight. When you got a flashlight and the battery's dying, yeah, the flashlight will still work, but it's not as bright as it should be. It's kind of like this. You're going to lose power. You're going to lose basically throttle response. You're going to get poor quality gas mileage. It's not going to be any fun. I mean, you might even have issues where a car don't want to build boost. There's just a whole multitude of problems that come from it.
So hopefully that was a little enlightening for you guys, seeing what goes on inside these Toyota computers. Mitsubishis do it. Really, any early 90s Japanese cars through right up to about 2000, they have all been plagued by this capacitor problem. Josh has a great solution, so reach out to him at Relentless Motorsports if you need to get something taken care of. Like in my case, it was preventative. It is so much better to get it done before it becomes a massive problem, because expense goes up and sometimes the boards are not salvageable. And if you can listen in the background, we've got a Supra purring along a little bit. What I went ahead and did is got everything together, and I've got it idling just in first gear, so that way it can start to sling some oil around. This gearbox was built a very long time ago, and it's just been sitting waiting for its opportunity to go into a car. So to make sure everything is lubed fairly well, just letting it kind of churn and get things together, and we're about to put it on the ground and go for a drive and give this PGS gearbox a little bit of a working through, because again, the R154 does not shift great. It's kind of been the letdown of the car and this transmission might be the solution for those just banging shifts and a lot of fun. So I can't wait. All right, so we are out on our first test drive with the R154 racing transmission. We've got this GoPro facing down so we can compare it to the synchronized transmission that used to be in here. And yeah, we're going to try some speed shifting and see how it does. Now, with a full aftermarket computer, you'd have a strain gauge where it does an automatic timing cut and things like this. So we just need to gently lift the throttle. And we got a clearance, and we go. Oh, I clutched it out of habit. Holy cow. Holy cow. Okay, so I screwed up and clutched that first shift just out of instinct, but just doing that slight throttle lift, wow. Wow, this is absolutely transformed. Now, let's just do kind of a slow shift into fifth for cruising. Okay, so you can drive a dog box daily. You just... Wow. This is, this changes the car. So when it goes green, let's try that again. But, holy cow. That's insane. Now, one thing I noticed is first gear is taking a little longer, and that's partially because we went from a 390 rear end to a 373. Okay, green light. Don't clutch. Oh my gosh! Come on! Uh-oh. That's what you call a money shift. That would be going from second to first instead of third. But yeah, that's not as good. I will admit, that's not as good, but thankfully we weren't at full red line, so I think we're okay. Number one way to ruin your party is grenade an engine, right? Now, one thing, because these are helical cut, I was hoping it maybe be a little bit quieter. You can hear a little bit of transmission whine, gear whine. We can live with that, you know? Now let's try a downshift. So probably clutch the downshift, although it did go 5 to 4 no problem. Yeah, clutching downshifts is the way to go, but you can go full power upshifts. Wow, that is so much fun. I've got to not do the 2-1 instead of 1-2-3, 1-2-1. Let's not do too many of those. Oh, Supra's kind of fun to drive again. That is just so insane how fast that shift is. Whoop. That would be a dead animal in the road that we would have ripped the bumper off of. Man. All right, let's try to put together some thoughts. We've got traffic. So again, with the synchronized gearbox, when you go to shift, you're pulling hard into that gear. And you have to put a lot of muscle for a quick shift to kind of force those synchros to grab quickly. I'm willing to bet I could just two-finger slap this thing. As soon as you start to pull out and engage the next gear, it's like, here we go, fifth. Like, just... Now, you give up some of the NVH when you go from synchronizers to a dog box. It's a little bit louder on the street. You've got those clunks and bangs as you're slamming into the gears, but I kind of think those small compromises, when you're going to run an R154, they're worth it, because to just effortlessly slam and go, it changes this car so much to just be able to rev the engine and use the engine's RPM, and you know, it's so keen to go into whatever gear you're asking. You can money shift it pretty easy. So I need to be a little bit more direct on that 2 up to 3, but holy cow, this is so much fun. Oh man, does this drive so much differently with that transmission. I'm gonna step inside to make sure we don't have too much wind noise, but I've always loved the twin turbo R. That's my favorite Supra, and that one's mine, and it now has the most insane transmission. If you have dealt with R154s, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never dealt with this transmission, imagine having to cut through leather with a butter knife. And now we have like the sharpest, most fancy knife possible, where it's just goes right in. It is insane. It's transformed that car so much. And yeah, I am trying to come up with some words for you guys, but I don't have them because I'm so excited about the car. I am going to lock up the shop and go for another drive. That's why it's still outside. So as we're wrapping up, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us in the shop as we are working around and making our favorite cars even more favorite. Man, that's fun. I'm Jared, reminding you to always make questionable choices. And when you have an opportunity to install a dog box, do it. Yes, do it now. See ya.